All yours, Mr. Ray.
Good morning. Here we are, Energise You, episode number 35 of Question and Answer with Shane and Ray. So we got the topic and the question about how meditation can benefit you. And so this is a very important one for me.
Yep.
You know, I've been in practice in Oriental medicine for 35 years. Part of my studies was meditation.
Wow.
I did a lot of studies in Buddhism in my mid to early 20s and did quite a bit of meditation through that. And in fact...
Did you ever do one of those silent retreats?
Well, I was going to say, look, put me on a zip line, throw me down a mountain, put me on a challenge where I've got to jump over things, do scary stuff, jump out of airplanes, all that, and I'm there, I can do it. And the biggest challenge in my life was going for a 3-day meditation retreat, because I thought, I've got to sit still for 3 days, and it would end up being wonderful. So it can be a real challenge.
Yeah.
I know, Shane, we've been working together for a long time now, about 10 years, and seen the progression of not meditating to when meditating enters into your life.
It's massive. So being someone that suffers from adrenal fatigue, being someone that's a very yang energy, being someone that is I work hard. You know what I mean? That's one of the great qualities that I learned from my father was putting in the work will get you the result.
Yep.
Thinking about it and will not get it there. So action is much more powerful than words. So coming into my early 30s, I was really my health was starting to suffer. I was still relatively fit, and you can be fit, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think they're two completely different. For example, at the moment, one of the things I'm suffering from, one of my challenges is high blood pressure. I'm 144 over 100, which is my systolic, I think is quite high. Where where my resting heart rate is 42 beats per minute.
Right.
Which is super interesting, because someone that at resting heart rate of 42 beats is incredibly cardiovascularly fit. That's just to give you context, Lance Armstrong, we're going to talk about, was 30 beats a minute.
Right.
So literally one beat in is one heartbeat. So a test of how you can track someone's health or track someone's fitness, is resting heart rate. How you can track someone's health is blood pressure. You know what I mean? In different ways, and obviously, you've got with your Oriental medicine, there's different ways of looking at it. But I would say one of the most powerful things I've brought into my life and done, that's a lie, that I've done semi-consistently, and the last 3 weeks I've really started doing consistently is meditating.
Good.
It's massively beneficial. It calms me down. It gives me time to, with your job, our job, right? It's so much about giving and serving people and being the therapist, the trainer or whatever. Where I think it's really important to have you time. You know what I mean? Because I get something where I call people burnout. By the end of the day, many girlfriends have really struggled with this. I come home from work and I don't want to talk to anyone. I need that 20-30 minutes to just switch off. And I think meditation and consistently meditating has really helped me address that. And it's also really helped me, deal with my staff. I think that's a big thing, not being so it's helped me with my relationships.
We'll ask the staff if that's working.
Oh, well, that's and it's coming from someone that didn't meditate to someone that does now, I cannot praise it enough.
Yeah.
It is by far the one of the most beneficial things I do for my wellness.
So we know historically meditation has been around for thousands of years. And look, the physiological effect of meditation is simply once you start that sort of deep breathing cycle, and the breathing is a major component of it. Once you get into any sort of rhythmic breathing, whether it's in for a slow count of 4, hold for 2, out for 4, if you do that consistently for just a minute, lots of physiological functions happen. Your fight and flight mechanism, that's the adrenal, gotta go, that switch goes to neutral, right? And the parasympathetic system, which is your rest, digestion, regeneration, gets turned on. And so what happens is one of the main things that immediately occurs is, your pulse rate will slow down, but your blood pressure will also drop just by that deep rhythmic breathing.
Makes sense.
So from that point of view, whether you're consciously meditating or not, just sitting deep breathing is going to have some very good physiological benefits. It's going to affect your digestive system as well, and obviously your respiratory system. So when that kicks in, we go from our more yang activity, Jim's a PT trainer, so he's out there and people are doing yang activity, and yang is active, it's action. And then when he's meditating, he's doing the yin. That's the internalizing, going inward, and that's as important. If you see the yin-yang symbol, you'll have a big bit of yang, or the light with a bit of black in it. Yang is the light, yin is the dark, and then the other side you'll have dark with the light in it. So we must have all of that for balance.
Sure. So this is a really good question for males, okay? Because we do talk a lot about, we do address a lot of females. Let's talk about males today. So I felt them myself, but let's educate the masses here.
Mm-hmm.
What are the benefits of meditation that, I mean, you treat a lot of males, so you've got quite a diverse range of clients. What would you say are the main benefits for males with meditation?
Well, I think the primary thing is shutting down all the scatter that's going in your mind. Yeah. So we have very busy minds and all this stuff happening, and that's all energy going up and out. It's like you're thinking this and you've got to do this, and it's all external. And so it's a whole question of, is there a difference between pain and suffering? If I reach over, hit Shane in the knee, he's going to have an immediate pain there. Where's his consciousness going to go? To his knee. And he's going to feel that internally. But is that suffering? Suffering is more what we internalise. So if I'm speaking harshly to Shane, if I do something, if I break Shane's trust, if I do something that makes him fearful of me, then he suffers when he's in my presence. And he may suffer when he's not in my presence because he may be carrying that, what the hell did Ray do to me? Why? Even when I'm not around. And then 2 weeks later, he may just see me walk past and he suffers again.
It's true.
So that's the difference. Pain.
Ex-girlfriends. Ex-boyfriends.
Pain is our immediate, and it's that suffering that we, I think more so with males, tend to do in our heads. That anything gets triggered around us. And so meditation can just shut out, it's like a filter, shuts out all that external noise, and which is why meditate, preferably meditate in a place which is a bit quiet.
Oh, yeah.
That even like, if we were really quiet now, we could hear my clock tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
So get something that you can just focus on. I was going to say that
candle.
A candle is a great way to start meditating if you haven't meditated before. Is just simply light a candle and just sit in front of it, get in a comfortable posture, do that sort of deep breathing rhythm, and just stare at the candle. Even if you just do it for a minute, you're going to find things starting to shut down. I did a meditation, just a little video some time ago, a bit of a spoof, that sitting there meditating and all the stuff that's going on in your head until that filter really kicks in. So you're thinking about work, you're thinking about, like we men, I mean, I'm 63 now, so I've gone from thinking about sex every 6 seconds to about every 9 seconds now.
Oh wow, you've expanded, you've matured.
No, you see, I've slowed down.
I'm still around the 6 second time, I reckon maybe 7.
So we start meditating, of course, it might be sex comes into your head, it might be any part of your relationships, work, business relationships, things that are going on there. So calm that down so that you can focus on yourself. And then really the best meditation for healing, let's come back to that knee. Maybe I injured his knee and it's persistent injury now. Best part of healing is to breathe in and then focus in to that pain. And instead of trying to avoid that pain, we actually embrace that pain, acknowledge that pain, and let that dissipate. And so it becomes a healing mechanism of meditation.
One of the benefits of meditation for me is working. Like, for example, if I get up in the first thing in the morning, I usually do this on the weekend, depending on what time of the morning I'm starting at work, like, for example, I've started early the last couple of mornings and I've been sleeping a lot better. Meditation is amazing for sleep.
Absolutely.
If you are someone that suffers from sleep apnea, restless sleep, not being able to get to sleep, which is very common with a lot of entrepreneurs I work with these days, and people that work in front of computer screens, have technology, all that around them. It's getting to sleep and having a deep sleep. So meditate, but I've definitely found the number one benefit for me is actually being more efficient. You know what I mean? I've not got 5,000 things going in my head. Like for example, I meditated on Monday morning and I got up and I did a to-do list. And what usually took me 3 hours took me an hour and a half. So I went through and I did a to-do list, and I then prioritized, which was the most, I was like, brain dump. I thought about it, I prioritised what was important, and what I got done. And usually I just, one of probably my weaknesses is I don't plan enough and I don't think enough before I do things. I've had this since I was a kid. This is probably the flow on from being diagnosed with ADD and probably my adult ADD. But I definitely found the meditation, the stop, the breathing creates a deeper thought process about stuff, and it just flows on to other things in your life. That's for example, it's what I found. Just doing it that 20 minutes in the morning of just in for 3, hold for 2, out for 3, was just so, and then 50 of those. And then generally what happens with meditation, you go into a different brainwave. So there's alpha, beta, theta. I'm not 100% probably as educated as you, but I definitely know when you drop into that state of where you think literally about nothing and you're just calm.
And meditation is that state, like we've all been there. You've all actually meditated. It's that transition time from when you lie down to go to sleep, and you just start in a doze off, and maybe your partner comes in the room, and you're dozing. You're aware of them, but you're not actually engaging. You're not actually reacting. That's that time. That's really sort of meditation time, and then you can get in deeper meditation where nothing else really is affecting you. Look, I found myself meditating in parts where I remember, because I lived in London for a while, I went to visit a friend of mine, and she was out, and it was midwinter, and I was on a bicycle, right? And I'm sitting outside her apartment there, and it was just bloody cold. I thought, oh, it's just cold. And so I sat down and meditated. And I meditated and covered myself in a sort of like a bubble of warmth. And I was warm for the half an hour I was there. So it's amazing the qualities and the things that you can actually do with meditation. You can change your physiology with meditation. You can certainly change your psyche with meditation. But it doesn't have to be this formal, okay, every day, the same time I sit down. Look, some people will meditate for an hour every day. Some people will meditate 15 minutes. For me, it's like, okay, I'll just take time in between, and I will sit. I've got a chair like this in my living room as well. That's my meditation seat. I have one in my office at home as well. Exactly the same chair, because it's upright enough that I'm not slumping into it, and I would just sit there and I would just do my breathing in quiet. It might be just 5 minutes. So you might be a 15, 20 minutes to really get into stuff, and that's great, and I love doing that as well. But sometimes it's just take 5 minutes. It'll take it'll give you a chill. It takes the edge off.
Sure. All right, so that's the end. Give us the 1 of you watching, give us the 2 of you watching this live, give us the 2 of you watching this in your own time. Besides that, Ray, great meditation. Can't recommend it enough, especially for those people out there that have got a lot going on, parents, entrepreneurs, business owners, whoever. But it will have a flow-on effect through your life with your physiological, with your endocrine system, psychological. It's a win in everything. But anyway, we'll wrap it up with that, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome.